Where did Cross Street Meeting go to? I know it went out in the country. Was it near?
Oh, the building was taken down brick by brick
Or was it?
and taken to George School campus, where it has been re-erected as it was.
Oh, good.
And it looks extremely nice there.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
Where is it?
Well, it's near George School on the campus. It's between George School and Penswood Village, the new retirement home there.
And that was an Orthodox meeting house that landed at a former Hickside school.
Yes, it's a very nice combination.
Where is it? Haverford?
No, it's at George School in Newtown,
Newtown.
Pennsylvania, yes.
The outside is just like it used to be, but the inside they have modified a little bit.
Yes, they've changed it a bit. That's where my parents were married, 12th Street. And of course it was next door to Penn Charter School, which was moved out to Germantown in 1925. And the PSFS building is there instead of Penn Charter.
How did your parents meet?
Well, my father was teaching at Haverford College. He was at that time married to a woman who died soon after. But father was teaching one of my mother's brothers, William Warder Cadbury, who eventually went to China as a doctor, known to Howard. And my Uncle Will liked my father as a professor very much and decided he wanted to take him home and introduce him to the family. So he invited him home for Sunday dinner in Philadelphia. They lived at 152 Green Street then. And so my father met my mother, and I think thought she was a fairly smart woman, which she was. And eventually she was going on then his wife died, and mother was going on a Mediterranean cruise with some other worthy Quakers. Father asked her to write an account of their travels for the American Friend. He was then editor of the American Friend. This was in 1900. And they got into pretty steady correspondence. All their letters are over at the Haverford College Library. And they begin formally, Dear Rufus Jones. Then they change to Dear Rufus. Then they change to Dearest Rufus.
To what street? Really? I don't know that.
Then you begin to find that they've got engaged. They got engaged in November of 1901, and they were married in March of 1902. So I've always been especially glad that Uncle Will, who was the only one of Mother's 4 brothers who, Uncle Henry was, Uncle John and Uncle Henry were also students, but Uncle Will was the one that really got them together. And Uncle Ben, the oldest, had graduated before Father came back to teach. So I feel it was extremely fortunate.
What happened to Henry Joe Cadbury's son, Warder? I was a good friend of Winifred at Vermont. She was a classmate.
Well,
I knew Warder quite well, but I haven't heard anything.
Well, Warder and his family live in Albany, New York. He has recently, they come, I see them about once or twice a year. They come to Kendall and to Crosslands to see Sister Elizabeth. And he has just had a tremendous honor from the museum in Albany, the Adirondack Museum. He's done a tremendous lot of work for them, and about 6 weeks or 2 months ago, there was a big celebration in his honor. And he married a very nice wife and has 2 grown-up children, Joel and Adrian. Adrian is living in England. Joel is getting a degree at Cornell. We hope he's getting a PhD. And they are very happy in Albany.
And Winifred's husband, Martin Beer, is he still at?
Martin is at Crosslands, at Kendall, and very active, and everyone loves him. He does a great deal for everybody there.
Now, we were all much too young for you to notice that Trudy and Patty and the Henry Cadbury children, and we and Robin Post and his brother and sister were all running around campus in the mid-30s. So the Cadburys didn't live here, they would visit a lot, so I got to know them.
Well, I remember all of you running around. Running around, climbing trees, getting into all kinds of trouble.
Climbing the same climbing tree.
Same
You
climbing.
probably climbed it too.
I did indeed, yes.
Yeah, you remember teaching first day school, you taught me, Trudy, and
Oh,
Jenny.
Trudy, are you there? Oh, I certainly do, Trudy.
And Jenny Dodoff, you know.
I do remember very well. Well, it's your mother, Trudy, that said to me one time, I remember when I heard there was a little girl born next door.
Oh,
And your family, your mother was then living in what was the graduate house, and I was born in the Palmer house.
oh.
And I remember, so we link all the way back. And I remember when you were born.
I was wondering, has meeting for worship always been 1 hour, or was it longer?
Well, I suspect it was longer. Fortunately, I think when I was a child, it was only 1 hour.
What is it today?
1 hour.
That's what I thought.
Well, who was it that started an early meeting? Wasn't it the Cadburys?
Bill and Ted Hetzel, maybe.
Yeah, there was a group that came up at...
That's right, at 9:30 or 9, and
Why? I can't remember.
What were they
There was
doing?
quite a bit of...
Was this a
talk.
summer event or otherwise?
I think it was because well, it wouldn't have been classes on Sunday. I think it was.
Quiet, very quiet.
I think it was that they didn't want to come, or it interfered with lunch or something.
I don't remember.
I do know that there was a real move on foot to have, well, of course, some meetings have 2 sessions, some at 9 or 9:30 and some at 11.
That's what they were pushing.
Cambridge meeting did that. I think maybe still does.
Lancaster does now.
Mm-hmm.
What relations were there, if any, between this meeting and other meetings in the neighborhood when you were growing up?
Well, there weren't too many.
That's what I was going to say.
You see, we were part of Philadelphia Quarterly Meeting until, I don't remember what year, we had a complete new arrangement of quarterly meetings, and then we were part of the ones around in this area. But I guess we occasionally visited other meetings. I know, well, when I was young Friends Secretary, I used to visit other meetings a lot. And
Well, Old Haverford went to the Hicksites.
That
Radnor was
was-
closed.
Radnor was closed, and until the Steers, Douglas and Dorothy Steer, were very instrumental in reviving that. And that would have been in the early 30s.
I believe most of the other meetings in our quarter, which there's, I think, 7 meetings, were actually exciting. And we're about, I won't say it was the lone Orthodox, but we were, in that arrangement, we're sort of by ourselves here.
Well, yes, but Well, it wasn't until 1955 that Hicksites were forgotten. We all joined as one, for which I have been always very grateful.
What do you remember about the Hicksite Orthodox split? Did that affect you personally, or?
Well, of course it did, but it happened in 1827, so I wasn't very aware of it.
But were there tensions sort of
Oh, you can't believe what it was like. And when I became Young Friends Secretary for Philadelphia Art Street Yearly Meeting in 1927, and I was in that position for 2 years. And there was the Young Friends movement of Ray Street, but we worked very closely together. And when I retired in 1929, we joined the two Young Friends groups together and had one secretary. And we were the beginning of the coming together. We were working hard for this, but others had been working earlier. My Uncle Henry was one of them, had been working with study groups of both meetings, and but it took say from 1930 to 1955 to get the two yearly meetings together.
There's something called the Friends Social Union. I think it still goes on.
That started, I think, as early as 1900.
I thought it was to get the two together.
It was, but it was a meeting of the business. It was mostly business associates of the two meetings. And it was just what it said, a social gathering. But they didn't include women.
They did what?
It didn't include women.
They didn't include women? That's a mistake.
But they finally did.
Mallory Lippincott was worked hard on getting that union, and I think perhaps his father...
Well, his father had a great deal to do with it, and I read an account that he had. There's an account in the library of the meetings that they had that he put together.
His father, I think, was alumni secretary at the University of Pennsylvania.
Could be.
He was the editor of their publications. My dad was the alumni secretary in the next office.
Oh, they worked together.
Yeah. Well, there was some friction. They were both prickly characters.
Well, they were.
Do you happen to know anything about the head tax or the quotas and the increases per year?
No, don't get me into that.
Oh.
That is something that nobody really understands, I think. It's a whole new ball game that I'll let somebody else cope with.
You know,
Remember the wonderful women's group that your Uncle Henry Cadbury addressed?
Yes, indeed.
Those excellent lectures.
Yes, I do. Mm.
do you remember much about Mary Hoxie? Oh, I'm sorry.
I remember a lot about Mary Hoxie.
Well, her name's on that room and nobody knows anything about her.
I know, well, that's a shame. Her husband, George Hoxie the Ninth, wasn't he? Was a classmate of my father at Haverford, I think. And the George Hoxie, his father, George Hoxie the Eighth, disapproved of my father very strongly. And they thought he was much too liberal, and called him that man Jones. But Mary Hoxie was a niece of William and Henry James. She was Mary James Hoxie, and she was a very remarkable person. And they came out they lived in Philadelphia in the winter and came out to Bryn Mawr in the summer, and then eventually moved out permanently. And she became a very ardent member of this meeting, a very active member. And just why this room was named for her, I'm not certain. But whether she gave some money to have it restored or revived, I don't know. I think she gave some money toward its refurbishing.
So she was the mother of the George who died.
She was the mother of George and Henry, yes. And I've never forgotten what she said one time about what Haverford Meeting meant to her. She said, I could hardly get through the week if I didn't have the meeting to come to on Sundays. And she was a very, very interesting, remarkable person. Very much of an individual, too.
How about women's groups? There was a sewing circle and things like that. Only recently was disbanded, I think.
The helping
The Helping Hand.
Helping Hand.
Yes.
107 years old.
Is it?
Well, it was, but it died.
Yeah, Chula mentioned the women's group that you had. What was that like? What kind of things did you do as a group? Just listen to it. And lectures. Various things.
Well, you also contributed to the Needlework Guild, didn't you? The Helping Hand?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What type of first day school curriculum do you use?
Well, I don't know what they use now.
I went to miss.
In your time.
Oh, we studied the Bible.
Yeah, I mean, you have is it privately printed? You hand out
Oh, no.
flyers?
Oh, no, we didn't have anything like that.
In other words, you just,
There were just teachers, we had teachers that taught us, maybe got a book for us to read or did something. We learned books of the Bible, and I can't remember sufficiently well to.
no, I just wondered, and how far do you have your students in first day school? I mean, did they stop at a certain age or a certain grade? Or
Well, I don't know what they do now. I don't know what they do now, but I think we went on with Sunday school until we went off to college, probably.
I think it always is dependent on
It depends.
who was there to run it.
Yeah, it depended on the teacher a great deal.
Dick Sutton and my parents were running it in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
We ought to ask Gertrude and Wayne Marshall over at Medford Lee's. I remember when I came back here to live in the 50s, there were 30 or 40 kids came to Sunday school, and they were habit at that time.
Well, a lot of them now.
Well, I don't know what they taught.
We have 25 to 30 young people coming to our Sunday school on a somewhat regular basis now. Altogether.
Well, we learned books of the Bible. We read some of the Bible. I don't think it was. Well, it wasn't earth-shaking, but it was helpful, I guess.
Well, did they go to the yearly meeting religious ed committee at all? That helped.
Well,
Did they in those days? I don't know.
Well,
Religious ed committee then?
No, there wasn't. No, I don't remember. I know I was dragged to yearly meeting as a child and girl, almost kicking and screaming for one session. And when I was young friend secretary and started going full time, I began to understand it and enjoy it. But as a child, no.
Mary, do you remember if Felix or Christopher Morley were members of this meeting, or were they just connected with the college?
Felix, I think, was a member of this meeting. It turned out he thought he was a friend, but he wasn't. And so he had to join the meeting in order to attend the board of trustees. But of course, Felix and Christopher and their younger brother Frank grew up as children on the campus. Their father was a professor of mathematics. And then he went to Johns Hopkins, and the family moved to Baltimore. So I didn't know the boys when they were young. They weren't here.
How about some of the leaders of the meeting in your father's last years, I'm thinking of Martin Foss,
Yeah.
Willis Edgerton, people like that.
Alderson?
No,
Martin Foss?
Martin Foss,
And Alderson.
Roe Alderson.
Roe Alderson.
Yes, and one of the interesting things about Roe Alderson and Elsie, who came here when Asia was, I guess she was about 10, and what was the name of the younger one? There was a younger sister, and then the boy.
They were at West Town Line. They lived on Opie Road in the Dewey's property.
Evan, thank you. Asia has just retired as secretary of the Friends World Committee, having been secretary of the Service Committee and done so many wonderful things with Friends. And when Roe and Elsie came, they weren't friends. He was moved to Philadelphia for his business, and they lived on out here on Buck Lane for a while, and then they moved to the house down here. But that was a very, very interesting family, and Roe took a very active part in speaking in the meeting. And Martin Foss and his wife were refugees from Germany. He had been a judge. And I should mention that in 1941,
That whole thing.
1941, the Service Committee and Herta Kraus, who was teaching at Bryn Mawr College, felt that something ought to be done to help the refugees who would come over from Germany and needed jobs. And they started what they called a workshop in a house here on Buck Lane, and had a group of refugees, Germans, and there was a Spanish couple, and I don't remember how many altogether there were over a period of years, that all became interested in Haverford Meeting, and many of them joined, and one got a job at the Haverford Friends School, another got a job at the Baldwin School, two got a job at Swarthmore College, and several at Haverford and Bryn Mawr. It was a remarkable, wonderful group of very interesting people who were looking for, of course, something to some place to live, some place to get support, and they found Haverford Meeting as well, and joined Haverford Meeting and became wonderful Quakers.
Caroline Solomons was in that group, wasn't she?
Caroline, yes.
Social worker.
She lived in Bryn Mawr. She was a wonderful person.
Was Andre Bay, the French competition, part of that too, because he taught Haverford for a while?
I don't remember that he was. He might have been, but I don't think so.
Did you say 6 o'clock? She's coming.
Well, Mary, it's 3:40, I think.
Oh, I think
It's sort of barrage here.
well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk so
It
long.
has been delightful.
It's been wonderful.
Well, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.
As you can see, I'm fond of Haverford.
Trudy.
Oh, Trudy dear, hello. Helen told me you've been over to see her. Helen met her.
Right, and I told Elizabeth about it.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and she was crying the last time I saw her. She was
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
and I guess she's on and off.
She's on and off because I go in to see her almost every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's better than others. And she said, oh, I'm so confused.
Yeah, it just really fabulous.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah. Yuki's going to Japan to see Tana. She'll be gone about a month. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm doing really well. I'm very well. My daughter's going to school.
Where? It's just everywhere. Well, he was. He was understandable too. Thank you. I'm sorry. I know. Well, of course, I didn't realize at the time what he was.
I'm sure you wouldn't.
He was just my father.
Yeah, exactly.
But the more I think about it, the more incredible he was.
Yeah, it was just the basis for even my grandfather. Yeah, the basis for my spiritual.
Well, I know. Oh, I should have mentioned your family. Well, I couldn't mention.
I got a grandson who's
Really come up?
had an interview.
Jill, you want to come up? You want to come up and talk?
Missions anymore, do you?
No, I don't.
No,
I have Barbara Adler living over at Hingle.
Right, well, she should write a letter or something.
I just want to ask her a question.
Mary, did they ever, in day school, for teaching the children on Jacqueline Brown, did they ever teach the children, or did they ever say the Pledge of Allegiance?
No.
They never said the
Oh,
Pledge
no,
of
never.
Never.
Never the Quaker school.
Never the Quaker school. Okay.
I think you were wonderful, dearie. I'm Henrietta Jones.
Oh, hello. Oh, yes, Henrietta. Hello.
I've been a member of Coffee Vinny for a long time.
I know you have.
The whole time. This is my
Thank you so much, it was wonderful, I truly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good, sweetie. It's good. Well, Mary, it's over, aren't you glad?
Yes, I certainly have.
Worked out very nicely. Thank you, Mary. It was wonderful. It brought back old times.
Yeah.
It really did.
Well, a lot of people I didn't mention that.
We came in 1946.
Was it?
And Bill was going to college. And that next summer, we lived in the Cadbury house during the summer.
You did?
For 3 months during the summer.
You mean on the one?
Down on Millbrook Lane. Yeah, and I fell down those steps. I was pregnant and fell down those same steps that Henry fell down years later. I go those steps because it scared me to death. I mean, the baby stopped moving, and after a while, you know, and I laid there on the couch, and Fanny Jane Satterthwaite was there with us, and she was monitoring me, you know, to make sure, you know, I thought I might have done something really, probably knocked the baby out.
Well, you know, yes, they were.
Clarence taught at that college.
No, I don't think so. If he did, it was before my day.
I think he taught there.
He may have. He may have.
My name is Susan Bliss. I'm the tender, and I can't tell you how fascinating I found it all to be.
Well, thank you very much.
You have a really remarkable memory.
Oh.
You mentioned William and Henry James. Were they Quakers?
No, they were, well, Henry James was the author and writer who lived in England. And William James, his brother, was the professor at Harvard, a psychologist. And they had a younger brother who was the father of Generic Hawks, Mary James Hawks, that we were talking about.
Oh, I see.
And then there was a sister, Alice James, they lived in England a large part of the time. But
They were American, though, weren't they?
They were American, oh, very much so.
But they were expatriates.
Henry James, the novelist, lived in, well, they all lived in England, some of the children, but William James was mostly in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Connected with Harvard.
Do you know all about them?
Well, I just recently read a biography of the James family. I can't see to read, I read it on tape.
Oh, I have a friend who does that.
Well, I'm doing that all the time. I have macular degeneration and I
She does too.
I can't read anymore. It's
That's
awful.
exactly what she does. She's 88 and she reads all the time by way of tape.
Yes, well, that's what I do. And I find biography is the most, I find that the most satisfactory reading.
Really? I'll tell her that.
I get tapes through the Library of Congress, the Association of the Blind.
I understand that the ones that you get at the library you can't use on their tape machine.
Well, you can adjust. I think most of the machines are you have to adjust them.
Oh, do you?
I think some of them may not, but some do. Some you can adjust.
That's very interesting. Thank you.
Right.
Lovely to see you. Just a wonderful, wonderful book.
Oh, thanks. Well, I don't think it was.
I think
But it's wonderful to see you children.
Me too.
Mary, this is Betsy James.
Hear you and all your reminiscences. You're the same as my brother, so I get right into the historical.
Yes. Tell about the time where my husband was born. When Wilfred was born.
Oh, that is good. She probably told her.
No, she hasn't ever.
Well, my mother was late coming home for supper. And finally, when she got home, she said, well, she couldn't come any sooner. She had stopped on the way on Railroad Avenue, yes, to stop to see Naomi Kelsey. A little boy, Wilfred, was born.
Oh, my. What a time to visit.
Well, I think she was helping.
Yes.
I think she went on purpose, but I was too little to know what was going on.
So, my husband was Baltimorean, and some of his relatives were very close to Mary Thomas.
Oh, yes, of course they would.
That was one reason I think that Haverford did not seem strange when we were looking for a place to
I
retire.
see, yes.
And also because of all the wonderful books that had percolated to me all over the world from regular friends, from your father and others. It's a great pleasure to see.
Well, my father knew the Pearsall Smiths too.
Oh, that's most delightful.
I know, aren't they?
Books, I've just given her books to the library, and his English language, I'm just enjoying so much. Great. It's proliferating.
Yes.
I'll see you Saturday at home.
Yes, Sherma, it's lovely to see you.
Sorry we couldn't eat in quadrangle.
I think we did better to stay here.
I imagine into Albert Wilson too.
Oh,
He was the one who welcomed us as members.
Did he? Yeah.
I feel grateful that I got to know him at all.
Yes, he was a
Wonderful.
darling. He was a darling.
Wonderful man.
We remember Elizabeth McKee with great
Oh,
affection
yes.
too.
Oh, yes, Elizabeth.
She had such a knack for bringing all women together.
She had a tremendous knack, but the end of her life was a very sad. Very sad.
Well, we're glad that we have this record. This goes into our archive.
Oh, go away, Bill.
Well, I eventually I'll go away, but we're still happy to have it.
Well,
I just wanted to thank you so much for sharing your stories. I'm so pleased to meet you.
well, I probably won't see you on Saturday, but I'm thinking a lot about you. What an experience you're having. And
You surely are.
I hope it's a happy one.
It's just been marvelous, really. And an opportunity that we're just delighted.
Well, I think there's no place like Haverford because I'm privileged. But, and I get back to the library. In fact, I saw your husband the only time I saw him.
He said he
father's history of the college. And I said, I typed that.
Did you?
I did the manuscript, yeah.
Well, I was just dipping into it last night, actually. We're trying to become learned about the history of the college.
Well, of course, that only covers a fairly short period.
Oh, I know, there are all those references to men, you know?
Well, I know. But the women had a lot to do with it.
I know, I wanted to ask you about the wives of various presidents that
They wouldn't be without the wives.
Mrs. Sharp, for example.
Well, she was a very, very fine woman, very quiet. And after all, she had only 11 years. But she was a very remarkable, wonderful person. Yes, she was. And I knew all the family. And the only son was our doctor. He was a terrific person. Daughter Helen was a librarian, and she was here at the library. Amy was rather a saddish person, I think. She had a rather sad.
Yeah, I've had this for quite a few years. It's not.
She and some other people. And Lydia married very happily Harvey Perry, who lived in Westwood. And then Edith went to Japan. Missionary teacher in Tokyo, in Japan, among the friends in Japan. And Kitty, the youngest of all, was closer to my age, but older. She died over at Kendall just before I got there.
You talked about Kitty Stroker?
No, Kitty Sharpless Klein. Kitty Sharpless Klein.
Oh, yeah. Of course, Margaret Williams died fairly recently.
Yes, but she was talking about
wanting to know about the
Isaac
wives
Sharpless and wives and children of
the heritage I'm gaining here.
Do you have some children?
I have a daughter who's 14 and a stepdaughter who's 27, both of whom are going to be here, of course, for the inauguration.
Yes. Where's the 14-year-old?
She's at Friends Central.
She's at Friends Central.
We're very pleased to have her there.
Good.
She's had a wonderful start.
Yes. Well, that's
She's been in school for 2 weeks now.
yes.
They pair up the incoming students with a guide, someone who's been there for a long time.
Yes, yes.
The guide was there on the first day to show her around, and that made such a difference.
Well, of course it did. Yes, that would be.
I'm sitting in Portugal.
I was hoping to meet you. I'm Louise Trittner.
Oh, really?
She's Mrs. President.
You know, not to be Mrs. President.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I hope we're coming over to the inauguration, but we're also talking about coming over to the dinner they're going to have, the supper you're going to have here, which I understand you're all coming to.
On the 1st of October. Yes, I was trying to think that it was this week. Oh, I hope you will come on the 1st of October.
It all depends about night driving and
Well, me, I'm still
she's still driving.
Good.
But fortunately, it's a bad night.
Well, I think we can either leave it, but I can still, I don't drive everywhere after dark, but I can drive from here to to Kendall because I know the way so well, except our main road is closed up right now.
Oh, no.
926, so we'll have to wait and see.
Well,
Let's
maybe
see, the
open
1st of
by-
October, will that be daylight saving?
No, not until the end, I imagine, not until
Does that
Yeah, the
give
end
us
of October.
more dark or less dark?
it'll be as it is now.
You'll read it as it's now. It's going to be less dark.
Less dark. That's
Less
what I'm
dark.
afraid. More light in the morning.
All right, well.
Well,
Later in the week now.
closing time.
I know it.
Come on, Mary, let's go.
I don't know what I did with my things, or they're over there, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe, do you want to go to the ladies'
Well,
room, maybe?
I think I'd better.
Yeah, this is the family. Yeah, this is the family. I think this is the family.
Good.
Well, the baby was taken on his shoulder when he was giving reports at the end.
Thanks again, Mary, that was a real treat.
treat.
Hope you didn't mind bringing some of us old timers into it. That memory resonated with.
No, I like it.